Welcome to 2 Minute Drill, the first pitch-only show that features entrepreneurs from all walks of life, competing each week for more than $50,000 in cash and prizes. Hosted by legendary entrepreneur, sports executive, and investor David Meltzer. 5 contestants have just 2 minutes to deliver their most convincing pitch ever. Who will fold under the pressure and who will thrive?
I wasn't quite sure what she was pitching.
I felt like that was kind of a rhino attack.
I couldn't find anything to critique was the problem.
After the 5 pitches are complete, the judges will deliberate to decide our champion.
This is not fun having to decide this episode.
This one is really hard.
Will they rise to the occasion?
I would love to argue with you.
Will they blow away the judges?
This is a big idea.
Will they be crowned champion? David Meltzer hosts 2 Minute Drill. Our featured judges include self-made millionaire entrepreneurs that have pitched their way to scale multiple 9-figure companies and brands. David Meltzer grew up poor with the dream of buying his mom a house and a car. Within 9 months of graduating law school, David became a millionaire and achieved that dream. After becoming a multi-millionaire, he then lost over $100 million and built it back to run the most notable sports agency in the world. Considered one of the top esports entrepreneurs and investors, David is also a 3-time international best-selling author, a top 100 business coach, and host of the top entrepreneur podcast, The Playbook. His life's mission is to empower over 1 billion people to be happy. This simple yet powerful mission has led him on an incredible journey to provide one thing: value. Joni Rogers Conte is the founder and CEO of Synergens, an award-winning entrepreneur, philanthropist, author, and cosmetic industry titan. In 20 years, Joni went from a single mother with $7 to the CEO of a billion-dollar cosmetic brand. Joni introduced and patented long-lasting color cosmetics, which changed the course of the entire industry. Rory Kataya is a serial tech entrepreneur who sold his first tech startup for more than $200 million. Now CEO of NASDAQ-listed Verb Technology Company. He's disrupting the sales software industry. Jason Waller. Long before he became a self-made millionaire, Jason Waller lived in a trailer park with no clear path to success. He never finished high school, had no formal education, and was faced with becoming a father in his teens. But with hustle, heart, and true grit, Jason successfully created and led multiple million-dollar businesses, including Power Home Solar, one of the fastest-growing private companies, and revenues of near $1 billion. Today, he is the man leading the solar revolution and has an Apple Top 5 entrepreneur podcast called True Underdog. Our first contestant is JJ Conway, the founder and CEO of Building Wealth Together.
My company, Building Wealth Together, helps people dump debt, build wealth, and leave a legacy. We also provide corporate training such as leadership, communication, and diversity training to help maximize people, profits, and productivity. I am a financial planner, but my career in the military was physics. The reason for that change is coming home from a military trip to find my house sold, stuff thrown out, and divorce papers in my face. When the dust settled, I was a military single mom with over $845,000 of debt. So I had to learn how money worked in a hurry. What motivates me to be my best is looking at my kids and remembering those early days right after the divorce with my son, where we didn't have food to eat, and sometimes we didn't even have a place to stay. And I remember making up in my mind that my son was never going to sleep in somebody else's moldy basement apartment ever again if I could help it.
JJ, you're on the clock with 2 Minute Drill.
Hi, I'm JJ Conway, and I'm seeking $200,000 in exchange for 20% of my Building Wealth Together platform. Now, before I explain how you will profit from investing in America's next great financial educator, let me tell you why I'm so passionate about helping people take charge of their financial future. I came home from a military trip to find my house sold, stuff thrown out, and divorce papers in my face, leaving me a single mom with over $845,000 of debt. I had to learn how to hustle in a hurry, and I learned that building wealth isn't about scrimping and saving from a poverty mindset. It's about walking in abundance. And once I learned how money works, I literally got out of debt, transforming the lives of people who thought it was too late for them to learn how to manage their money, buy their own home, or retire with dignity. 78% of American families are living paycheck to paycheck. American consumer debt as of January 2021 sits right under $4.2 trillion. This translates to increased stress and decreased health of employees. And why do we care? Because as business owners, this economic pandemic is lowering your productivity and ultimately your profit. In the 4 months since retiring from the Air Force and taking this business full time, I've profited over $20,000, and that's during a pandemic. People want this education, and they want it from someone like me, an against all odds mom that appeals to a growing percentage of the population currently looked by traditional financial planners. With your investment and mentoring, we'll take this life-changing education into companies where we'll provide a powerful, tangible benefit to employers seeking to attract, retain, technical professional leadership talent. By investing, building wealth together, you will make lots of money, help lots of people, and have lots of fun. I'm JJ Conway. Thank you for your consideration.
So I'll take us out here. Hey, JJ loved you, okay? Your whole presentation, you lit up the room, you lit up the block, I think. You're really, really a terrific presenter. The pitch was great. I loved some of the things that you said, walking in abundance. That really resonated with me. I think that's going to resonate with a lot of people. You referred to what we've experienced here over the past year as an economic pandemic. I think a lot of people will agree with that. You did 20 grand in the past, what'd you say, 4 months? Okay, that's great. I'd like to know how you intend to grow that. Some of those things should have been part of the pitch. You left that out. So if I gave you an opportunity now, you want to touch on that?
Absolutely. So the way that I've grown over the last 4 months has been primarily through online education, and one-on-one coaching. And so the way to scale that is going to be able to make this platform more accessible to employers, and then be able to white label my platform for each individual company. I think that's going to expand the reach with a minimal amount of effort and a higher return on investment.
Great, good answer. I'm going to turn it over to the pros over here.
Yeah, Joni?
Well, first I want to say you have incredible energy. I loved that part of your presentation. When you had completed your presentation, I still wasn't sure what you do and how you do it. Could you tell us how you teach people how to increase their wealth or their financial position?
Absolutely. Thank you so much for the question. So what I do right now is a combination of in-person, well, with COVID, it's virtual, but live one-on-one classes, online platform education, webinars, worksheets, things like that, and then also one-on-one coaching.
So you're teaching individuals how to take charge of their debt.
Yes, how do you pay off your debt? And then we go beyond that, because it's not just about getting out of debt, but it's also about building wealth and about pandemic proofing yourself. So we like to call it future proofing, where now you're looking at how can you understand the markets and be ready for the next wave that's coming in 10 to 12 years, because every 10 to 12 years something happens. And so my job is to help you as a financial planner put yourself in a position to take care of your family now and in the future.
JJ, I mean, I love you. It doesn't matter what you're selling. You could be selling water, ice, salt. I don't care. I was like, wow, the pitch was fantastic. But like the other judges said, we're missing the meat and potatoes of the business, right? Because you have high energy, you're articulate, you're exciting. I mean, you brought me in, you told your emotional story where I felt connected, like, wow, look at single mom came back and bounced back and really took on the world and did a great job. That excites me. I think that your passion for what you do is going to take you very far, but we need to understand, and when you're pitching, you got to explain your business a little bit better, explain the process a little bit better. I also was a little confused. You know, you answered the questions for the other judges, and it made me understand the business a little bit more. At first, I was like, is this an app? What is this? But now I get it. My advice to you is really include some of that in the pitch, but I think it's a great business model. I think it's great what you're doing, and you know how to bring your A game when it comes to trying to deliver, so good job.
Well, JJ, this is kind of the reconciliation of 2-minute drill, because there's this side of it that's about just the pitch, right? Like performance pitch. And you are A++++. If you want a job, I will have you hired in no time selling anything. I am in love with you. I love to see a professional pitch person in the performance side of a pitch. I study people like you because you have all types of gifts when you speak and pitch, and the tone and the energy and the cadence, gold. There's guys who stood on big stages in front of thousands of people that can't do what you just did. One of the things that happens when we're great salespeople is we think people are listening to us. And one of the best pieces of advice that I got as I started speaking was, especially go talk to high school kids who have cell phones in their hands. You'll realize that nobody's listening to you. So you have to understand, what are people listening for, right? What are people listening for? And I think if you shift your mindset to what are people listening for when I pitch, with the gifts that you've been given and the execution that you have with those gifts, oh my goodness, it is drop the mic. I will stand up and just write you a check right now. You have a quantum ability to be a superior pitch person, and I applaud you. Congratulations. I love the pitch. All you have to do is work for that listening for it, and you will have everything in place. Congratulations.
I was in awe. I mean, she delivered. I was excited. I wish the content would have been better. It would have been perfect.
Yeah.
That's the problem. I feel like sometimes we get someone that pitches so well and they're missing this, or they're got this and they can't pitch well. Always looking for that mix is hard.
Jonah, how have you balanced that in your career? I mean, you've built a huge organization. You're an incredible pitch person yourself, but from the very first time I met you, you're capable of articulating quantifiable value beyond just exciting people with your great pitch.
I always go for the content first. I mean, I think that's the most important thing. And then if you're passionate about it, as she obviously was, had she concentrated more on the content and explaining exactly what it is they do, her passion would have carried the message. I have no doubt she's going to succeed, but like you said, she just needs to tweak it a little.
It reminds me in sports, when you get a great athlete, and as they mature up into the professional ranks, they've gotten by with their talent for so long, they forget they still have to do the groundwork. And sometimes when someone can pitch that well, I think sometimes you forget to do the groundwork.
Don't go anywhere. We've got more contestants in a moment on 2-Minute Drill. Next up, we've got Margot Baines, the founder and CEO of Enrichly.
I was born and raised in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, but I graduated at the top of my class. I joined the military. I started because as a little girl, I grew up having low self-esteem, and it led to unhealthy coping mechanisms. So as an adult, I thought to myself, how the world would be different if we dealt with unhealthy self-esteem in kids, and how many thought leaders and leaders that we can produce if we dealt with this issue of unhealthy self-esteem in kids before it escalated into something further. My mother, who was in the military, and she tried her best to overcome a lot of obstacles, but she passed away back in 2017, and she was never able to live out her dreams of owning a business and growing it and scaling it. So every time I think about my mother and what she went through, it pushes me to press on and to go as far as I can go and to really reach my full potential.
All right, Margot, your 2 minutes starts now.
Awesome. So teen pregnancy, self-neglect, violent behavior, and suicide have one thing in common amongst youth, and that's unhealthy self-esteem. What if I told you that there are over 60 million kids in the U.S. alone who suffer from low self-esteem? Well, my name is Margot Baines, and I am the founder of Enrichly, and we are strategically leveraging technology and data for kids. We are the experts in self-esteem development. In 2016, we produced amazing youth conferences. In 2017, we built a brick and mortar. And in 2018, we won contracts with schools and organizations, all centered around self-esteem development, grossing over $300K in revenue and impacting over 10,000 kids. When the pandemic struck, we needed to pivot, so I created a SaaS, self-esteem-based e-learning platform that helps kids everywhere reach their full potential. A trusted adult will enroll their child into Enrichly. It collects actionable data and delivers self-esteem-based learning. It then delivers that information to key decision makers and makes suggestions like course continuation, therapy, or even counseling. The data that we collect is actionable because it measures a child's self-esteem, self-efficiency, and growth mindset. Connecting parents and their children to trusted mental health resources ensures the appropriate intervention. Our competitive landscape is strong. as we are the only platform on this market, and we will capture 10% of this $47 billion market by year 4. Our unique business model is brilliant, which underwrites our ability to grow 24 million through parent subscriptions, school contracts, and corporate partnerships. The proof is in the pudding. We already have 3 corporate partners, over 100 parents subscribed to the beta in 3 countries and 5 school contracts. We were also just named the top 100 startup and received the World Impact Award. Oh, and Dan Fleshman just invested in our pre-seed round. My background in finance with a military veteran also ensures my capability to put together a team with a combined 40 years of relevant experience. So who wants to back our platform and continue to tackle this issue of unhealthy self-esteem in kids globally?
I'll start. I thought the pitch was good. I thought it could have been a little better. It felt read or scripted. You were explaining a lot of the business prior to COVID, and then you said that you were going to get 10% of a $47 billion market share in how long?
By year 4.
By year 4. I guess I was looking for the actionable item to get you to that point.
Yeah, parent subscriptions, school contracts, and corporate partnerships.
So Margot, I take this personally because I've got, 3 daughters, and all of them have had self-esteem issues. And I think in today's world, a lot of females with the social media and everybody pretending their life is great on social media and editing their pictures, it really makes women and young girls feel insecure. So I think what you're doing is so important and great. I just feel like, for going in this show on this pitch, try to get some of that data in earlier, how you're going to get those actionable items to get to where you need to go. Because you have energy and what you're doing is so important. It's just some of that stuff was missing for me early.
I thought Margot's presentation was wow. I was wowed by you, Margot. I really was. I think it was very smart of you to pivot. You had obviously been building a platform, meeting your customer base since 2016, 2017, and you started moving it to online. You're already engaged in existing contracts. It would be nice to hear how you're going to plan to aggressively gain 10% of that future market. Regardless, it was a great presentation, and I love your plan.
Again, thank you for your military service. Had you not said that, I was thinking as you began speaking, if this doesn't work, you've got a great opportunity as a drill sergeant. I felt like I got to get up and I'm going to start doing some jumping jacks or something, but you really got me motivated. I really enjoyed your energy. Helping kids improve and deal with self-esteem issues is so important now. I don't think people realize what social media and the constant being in front of one of those screens does to kids' self-esteem. It's a lot of the data that's now coming out, and I don't have to tell you, right? So what you're doing is really very important, and I applaud that. And I'm really happy to see that someone is actually addressing it. If you're going to go after 10% of a $47 billion market, and you're going to do that in 4 years, that's pretty aggressive. So some of the data points about how you expect to do that, just a little bit would have been helpful. But look, don't change. You're terrific. I loved everything about you. Keep going.
I'm wowed, like Joni. You just have one problem, in my opinion. I wrote it down. Dave Meltzer problem. And you know what that is? You talk so gosh darn fast. And I listen to my podcast at 3 times speed, and I was having trouble keeping up. I think you answered a lot of the questions that the 2 guys on the end had. They just missed it because you were talking so fast. And no, honestly, it's a David Meltzer problem that I've worked on for 15 years of presenting, because my mind moves so much faster than my lips should. And I got to slow down, because you had a lot of those details and you were able to answer Jason's questions, not with new information, but with information I heard. And you were able to articulate it very clearly, how you're going to get to the 10% of the billions of dollars. And I believe you will. And I believe your mission is crucial. I mean, I'm on a mission to empower over 1 billion people to be happy. Self-esteem and self-love is the key. We can't find outside of us what we can't find inside of us. And I know that's what you're teaching. You pivoted to a better platform that can reach the entire world, because it's not just Americans that are having this problem. TikTok is everywhere. We really need what you do. My only piece of advice, stop being like David Meltzer, slow down, and let the rest of the people hear what you got to say. Congratulations.
Jason, I did not mind that she read it. I thought she had a lot to say, and the fact that she broke it down segment by segment and, in my estimation, didn't miss a single piece of important information. If I see someone making a presentation who has to refer to their notes, I'm totally good with that.
And Joni, I need to point this out because it's so true, and why the pitch show is so important is that we're all experienced entrepreneurs. Successful, we've had our failures and then successes as well, but we all have our own opinions. This guy, you have to be the founder to pitch. This guy hates the reading. But I think it's so important for the people out there that are listening. Well, you know what, when you hear these comments, you're better off to try to please everybody, right? And so I think, that's the biggest takeaway for everyone, that we all have our own opinions and they're not right. They're just our opinions, but you try to aggregate the opinions so you cover as many bases so that somehow you get Jason, Joni, David, and Rory to say, that was a great pitch.
Her pitch was still great. It was so much information. I agree, she had to go to the notes. I couldn't find anything to critique was the problem. And I think her mission of what this is doing, I think it's personalized for all of us, is so important. That's what made me really connect about that.
Stay tuned for more great pitches on 2 Minute Drill. But first, here's a tip of the day from Jason Waller with True Underdog Podcast.
I'm Jason Waller with your 2 Minute Drill tip of the day. Know your business. Please do not come up to make a pitch and not know your business. Be prepared for any questions from the judges. If you don't know something in your business, then you better be confident in why you don't know it and explain. Preparation is key to run a great company. The judges know that. So should you. Come ready.
Our next contestant is Rhino Julie, founder and owner of Camp Rhino Gyms.
I am the owner and founder of the Rhino Gyms in Las Vegas. I have 3 locations. I have a Ninja Warrior gym, and then I have 2 functional fitness gyms that are really designed around weight loss and longevity. During the coronavirus, we went online and I absolutely loved it. And during that time, I developed the Rhino method to help entrepreneurs and professionals lose weight without losing their minds and without taking time away from their business or their families. I had a different business and I was 65 pounds overweight and just absolutely miserable. And I was like, I don't care how much I love this business. I cannot continue living this way, just so miserable. And so I joined the fitness industry, even though I needed to lose weight, just so that I could dedicate myself to figuring out how to lose the weight. I have a message that I want to get out to the world, and what better way to do that than to just put it all out there and come on a TV show and just go for it.
Rhino Julie, your 2 minutes starts now.
Hello, I am Rhino Julie, and I am the owner and founder of the Rhino Gyms in Las Vegas. So I started them 16 years ago when I had a little print advertising business, and I had gained 65 pounds running that business. Doctors had told me that I was going to have a hard time losing the weight because of a couple issues I had, but I was so miserable because I was tired and I was depressed and I was determined. So I gave up the print advertising business and I said, I'm going to start a fitness business even though I'm overweight. So then I have to dedicate myself to figuring out how I can lose weight once and for all. But I wanted to do it without taking time away from my business or my family, without chicken, broccoli, or sadness, without restricting food, because my mom shows her love for me through food, and I want to receive all of that love without spending an hour a day in the gym and without meal replacements or supplements, because our nutritionists agree that real food is better. And guys, I did it. It has been 16 years of testing, of gaining and losing weight, very publicly and vulnerably in front of tens of thousands of clients and with the help of my 21 staff members. But I did it, guys. It's simple, it's customizable, it doesn't take up a lot of time, and it works. It's the Rhino method. R is for reframing our relationship with food and ourselves. H is for having awareness. I is for intentional implementation. N is for notification of wins, because without celebration, there is no motivation. And O is for optimization. And I am now teaching entrepreneurs and professionals around the world how to implement the Rhino method in their lives. And I am here today in front of you guys to offer a private coaching of the Rhino method to any of you or any of your groups. And in exchange, when you love it and when you say, yes, Rhino Julie, that changed our lives, I am going to ask you, who else can you connect me with to spread the Rhino message to the world? Rhino Top.
Okay, so Rhino. Look, I felt like that was kind of a Rhino attack. It was more than a business pitch. Look, I loved your energy, but it was kind of like an infomercial, a TV commercial. And I think if you were doing that, it would be amazing, crazy amazing. You had my attention, you had more than my attention. I was afraid to turn my head away. What's your business? What do you do? How do you make money? What happened to all that stuff that should be part of your pitch? Aren't you trying to raise money or perfect a pitch to investors? I didn't hear any of that, but look, if you want to go on TV and have a commercial and just sell anything, people are going to buy it because you're that good.
I was going to raise my hand and say, I volunteer. I would like to, connect with her, and she can teach me the Rhino method. I'm not sure what it is you're going to teach me, other than maybe how to eat, and I'm not quite sure what that involves. So I also agree with Rory that I really didn't learn anything other than you are an amazing pitch person, and whatever you have to sell, I would probably buy it.
I thought the energy was great. They all know I love non-vanilla, so this was like extreme.
Triple scoop.
Yeah, double scoop. And I love energy, but there wasn't a lot of great content. And I think that you struggled with that. I myself, I go to the gym every day. You can't tell because I eat like poop. I mean, it's just bad. And so I play for a tie every week. I may take you up on that, definitely hit me up. I may need to learn something, but like Joni said, I mean, I don't know if you're teaching us how to work out. I don't know if you're teaching us what we eat. I don't know if there's an app involved. I don't know the business model. I think you missed that opportunity. Energy was great. You're charismatic, you're exciting, but you missed the boat on that.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back on 2-Minute Drill.
I love a good pitch, and if QVC is watching, they should be calling you right after this show. But I think you have a framing issue. I think a lot of people get so excited about what they do, they're in love with their product, they forget that everybody else has no clue what you do when they're starting. They're starting at ground, like the bottom has a basement when you're pitching, so you need to build the staircase up to the basement, then from the basement up to the lobby. And I think so many entrepreneurs forget that, especially the ones that have LeBron James type of skill sets of pitching, which is what I think I just witnessed. I'm still just blown away. I had no doubt your energy was going to be at the Jason Waller level. Keep the energy, learn how to frame, build the staircase from the bottom of the basement to the basement to the lobby, and you'll increase your statistical success to an enormous rate. And if not, I'm calling Kevin Harrington right now and telling him I found her pitch girl. So you're amazing.
That was helpful. I mean, I thought your tip about building up, from below the basement up is spot on. I think a lot of people get excited. They don't realize that people paying attention have no idea what they're doing. And that's where she lost us. I mean, I really feel like I could use some of the workout and the dieting, obviously, so I can win a few games rather than tie every week.
I think that this was a great example of finding the balance between energy and content.
In other words, Rory and Jason.
Joni, what do you think?
I was blown away with her energy. I don't often run into people with that amount of energy, and her passion bled through the screen. So it wouldn't matter to me what she was pitching. I know that she would be successful selling it, whatever it was. But that that was the problem. I wasn't quite sure what she was pitching.
I'm excited to hear our next pitch from Mariam Nusrat, the founder of Grid.
Grid is building Grishna, a no-code platform that empowers users to create educational, marketing, and training video games without writing a single line of code. I have grown up playing games like SimCity, and I didn't even realize I was learning about urban planning, but I was learning about urban planning. And so I am deploying the power of video games towards social impact games. We've made games like reproductive health, climate change, financial literacy, structural racism, and even COVID-19 awareness. And I'm taking all of that experience now and bringing it to building Grishna. Video games are immensely powerful communication tools. So I've really made Grishna to allow people like me who may be non-tech but have really good ideas to be able to make their own video games and change the way that we communicate. Because it's happening with video, content creation, but that democratization of content creation through video games isn't happening, and that's what I'm here for.
Mariam, you're up on 2-Minute Drill.
Awesome. So did you know that it takes $500,000 and 126 days to make a video game? Now, what if I told you that you could make a video game in less than a week and for $200? I am Mariam Nusrat, and I would like to introduce you to Grishna.
Reshna is a no-code subscription-based platform that empowers its users to create educational, marketing, and training video games without writing a single line of code. So imagine if you have no expertise in coding or graphic design, you could make a video game like Candy Crush for strategic objectives. Be it a teacher who's trying to make a math learning game, a small business owner making a game to attract customers, or even a not-for-profit leader who's raising awareness on something like animal compassion. They can all use Reshna to make video games to educate and engage their audience. And you know what the best bit is? It actually incorporates a library of assets that are NFTs. So it's really operating at the hottest tech trends right now. No code, NFTs, and serious games. The platform builds on 6 years of my experience in the serious games industry, which is an industry that's going to be $29 billion by 2025. I have won awards, I have given 2 TEDx talks, I've even shared the stage with President Clinton for the work that I've been doing around serious games. We have currently 500 confirmed early adopters, and we're raising a pre-seed round of $300,000 to build Reshna and to grow it so that people can create their video games. I have committed to the cause of empowering people to create video games for a social impact. The question is, are you game?
You game, pal? What do you think? You want me to go?
I want you to go.
Okay, so I absolutely believe video games and the gamification of delivering messaging and learning, I think is super hot. And I think it's really effective. Look, we've got generations now of people who've grown up on video games. So using that platform as a means of communicating information, teaching, I think is absolutely fantastic. So if your business, if I understand it, is delivering that kind of capability to people, companies that could use that kind of platform, fantastic. Some more details around how exactly how you make money and how you're doing. Is this a startup? Are you pre-revenue? Some of that kind of information I think would have been helpful. But I liked you a lot, and I think what you're doing is definitely hot.
Miriam, I'm very interested in this topic because I have a son who is building a gaming lounge. For, of course, people to gather to and play games and play esports. So it sounds like your platform is demonetizing the cost of building video games. And if that is true, then it seems like the next step would be, what do you have in place to help popularize some of the most visited sites for the people who are developing these games? I'm wondering what your plan is for that.
I can answer that. So we would follow a model like Canva, where we would crowdsource people. They would make their own video games, and then it would be upvoting of games that are popular amongst the people on the platform, right? So the idea is to democratize content creation through video.
Well, it sounds like Blizzard better watch out.
Yeah. I'm a gamer myself. I mean, I don't get to play all the time. My youngest son's 10, but I've played video games my whole life. I still go play, the Fortnites and the Maddens and all that all the time with him. And I love games. I think it makes kids smarter. I think it makes them be able to interact better. I think you've got a great opportunity. I thought the pitch was really good. I see you've got some advertising behind you. I'd have liked to seen it a little larger, right? Maybe, above you or to the side of you so we could have seen it because you were blocking it. I thought the pitch was good. The other judges had great feedback. Yeah, I guess we never really decided, are you pre-revenue? Are you making money now? I want to understand a little bit of that stuff.
Yeah, so for the past 6 years, we were making games and we were doing it as a not-for-profit, and that was the revenue. We made $250,000 in revenue. But now this platform is under a new Delaware-based C Corp, and the revenues, we are pre-revenue, but it's going to be a subscription-based model to allow people to come on the platform and make their own video games. We are automating that process of game creation, because we realize that that's where the scale and the growth lies from our 6 years.
For me, this is a classic example why, I have my 11-year-old and children throw away their Spanish books because their iPhone is going to be able to translate 93 languages next year in perfect connotation and intonation. So I have them as an investor in esports and someone who's well invested himself. I'm not really a player, but I monetize the crap out of it. This is genius. And the subscription-based model gears to my constructive criticism on the pitch. Is those are the type of things I want to hear. All of these pitches have extraordinary pitch skills, and it's just a matter of feeding the right content and telling the right story, because this is a really huge idea. And obviously you've been in the business for a long time, and you know better than even I do. Don't throw away your history books, because I believe in studying history and science fiction. Those are the two things that will help us in the future. One, because you learn human nature. The other, because our technology, people like you are causing our technology to exceed our imagination. So we have to work on that as well. But include these types of things in the pitch, because this is a big idea.
Can I make a comment
Yes, sir.
on some of the things that she said during her pitch, which really impacted how I felt about her presentation? Again, it came down to the content. She's offering everyone a platform to build the game without learning how to code. Can you imagine what that's going to do for to open this up to the population?
Yeah. Amazing.
All the children who are going through school learning this.
I totally
it's amazing.
agree. Now that she did cover in her pitch, and I think that was huge. I would have liked to seen her amplify that a bit. But it is another example of someone who's a great pitcher. They have a great business, but some of the salient facts only come out in the questioning. I'm sure she realizes that, and she'll work on it, but I'm very excited about what she's doing.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back on 2 Minute Drill. With us now is Pamela Bolado to tell us about her company, Women Who Do Wonders.
We are a global membership organization that supports entrepreneurs, philanthropists, and leaders, and merges them with nonprofits and NGOs around the world. I mean, I spent my whole life supporting women in the work that I've done over the last 20 years, but since I moved to the United States, I started doing events in wellness for women of the military. And when COVID-19 hit, it was kind of a blessing in disguise, because it helped me to branch out, put my global experience and turn it into a platform where I could highlight all kinds of women from all over the world. My partner and I just launched Women Who Do Wonders, and we're really trying to spread the word. And we need mentorship and partnerships, and obviously monetary assistance. So I thought this was a great opportunity to try to get that.
Pamela, take it away.
There are 40 million victims of human trafficking. 75% are women and children. 1 in 3 women are affected by gender-based violence. 12 million girls lack education and are forced into child marriage. Hi, I'm Pamela Bolado. I'm a military spouse, mom of 3, and founder of Women Who Do Wonders International. We're a global membership organization bringing together entrepreneurs, philanthropists, and leaders to pay it forward and improve the lives of women and children around the world. The only way we can bring change is by coming together under the same values and mission. So how do we bridge the gap and create change? I've created a full circle platform and app with comprehensive data and resources. I'm continuing to build collaborative partnerships who specialize in entrepreneurship, wellness, mental health, and philanthropy. You see, as a little girl, I grew up looking up to women who made a difference, like Oprah, who used her platform to try to eradicate child abuse, and of course, the 1 in a million, Mother Teresa, who dedicated her life to the poor and the homeless. It is my desire to bring together women and men that share the same passion and purpose that I do, and to continue those footsteps, and I refuse to give up. Look, women are the game changers. This is our time, and we are the ones propelling this fight for change. It's about collaboration over competition. My membership model is growing rapidly. Women are seeking connections, and they want to pay it forward. Since the pandemic began, there has been a 70% increase on social platforms. By 2022, they estimate 53% of all software revenue will be generated by subscription models. I stand before you today asking for your support in bringing Women Who Do Wonders to the forefront. With your expertise, partnership, and monetary assistance, together we can bring change across the globe. As one, we are incredible, but together we are unstoppable.
First of all, Pamela, congratulations. I would love to connect you with the director of our nonprofit, the Masons Foundation, that supports women and children in need, and make sure that you receive some help from our organization, because I think what you are doing is so noble. I thought your presentation was very informative, and I usually have questions at this point, but you explained what you do so well that I have no questions to ask her.
Everything that you're doing resonates with me personally. A lot of the things that you said do. Women are really at the forefront of change right now. There's no question about it. It's amazing what's happening. Were there things in the pitch that I would have changed? Yeah, but so what? I think what you're doing really is brilliant. We appreciate it. And Jace, what do you have for this lady?
Okay, so look, Pamela, I thought your pitch was great. I thought that you advertised everything behind you fantastic. That's usually missed more than not. So you did a great job of branding there. I thought your delivery was fantastic. We understand what you do. I mean, it is a very important thing that you're doing. Our company, Power Home Solar, I mean, we would love to help give to that, so make sure you reach out to me, and we do that because we're always giving to military, we're always giving to kids, St. Jude's, and we're always looking to give to, we gave to the battered women's shelter, and anything that we can do to help human trafficking. I've got 3 daughters. We're all kind of big on this mission to make sure that we can help, the little girls and the little boys of the future, that things are going on worldwide. So definitely hit us up on that. But on the pitch, I think there were things missed. Rory said, so what? It's important because it is called the 2-minute drill. And you got to put that information in there, and you got to sell us on something. So we can be emotionally connected, and we can say, oh my gosh, this is such a great thing. But the pitch needed to have more detail, needed to have more of the business model. How many folks have signed up? How many folks do you plan on signing up? More of that in there. But I do appreciate what you're doing.
It needs to be the 4-minute drill then.
Yeah.
Hey, I like that
point. Very good
David,
point.
we changing it?
And Pamela, that's why I get so frustrated when people don't use all their 2 minutes. It's almost like an insult to themselves that you don't have more to say. One, I'm frustrated listening to your pitch because I wish I could make everyone a winner. This has been an extraordinary episode, extraordinary entrepreneurs and pitches. Number one, I'm thanking you for your service, thanking you for an obvious, authentic passion to save the world. Some people laugh at me, scoff at me, make fun of me when I tell them I want to empower over 1 billion people to be happy. Well, it takes 1,000 people like you. I talked to a PR person today. They're like, how are you going to do that? I know, because I'm going to find 1,000 people like my friends up here and 1,000 people like Pamela to empower 1,000 to empower 1,000. And I know you have what I talk about, the desire that you must be what you can be. I almost cried when you said, I'm going to make this happen. And it takes entrepreneurs like Oprah and Mother Teresa and my friend Joni here as well to be milestones for women like you to say, you know what, I can even do better than that and change this world. So thank you so much. Extraordinary pitch.
I mean, her pitch was really good, and she advertised, and we knew what she did. She missed the details, but she delivered well. It was one of the better ones today, I thought. It was good.
Which is saying a lot.
As she was speaking, I kept looking over at Joni to see her reaction to things, which was very, very telling in a lot of ways. And man, this is going to be a tough decision in the show.
The spin on what she's doing is that she's not trying to do it by herself. She's making it a collaborative effort and drawing people like us in to help support her. So it's gonna be one of the successful
I think
movements.
you're right. I think you're absolutely right.
More 2-minute drill is coming up next. But first, check out this takeaway of the day from Aaron Kay, chairman of the Alkaline Water Company, serial entrepreneur turned lead VC funding expert across multiple different sectors. Aaron Kay is the current chairman of the Alkaline Water Company and founder of Clutch Financial.
This is Aaron Kay, chairman of the Alkaline Water Company, with this week's takeaway of the day. If an investor can't feel your passion or emotion when you pitch, you almost certainly won't get their help, attention, and certainly not their money. The best pitches don't simply show your excitement for your product or service either. They align the listener with you, so they're on board with you, your mission, and eager to assist. Do whatever it takes for you to get into the mindset you need to perform your best work. Whether it's listening to music or crushing an energy drink, or going through your own personal routine, do what it takes to get you in an energetic mindset.
I always tell the contestants to have fun. Well, for us, we're supposed to have fun. This is not fun having to decide this episode.
This one is really hard because there were so many good pitches. Every cause seemed so important, and all of us were emotionally connected, and I think the viewers will feel the same way. But if we call it the 2-minute drill, and this is about giving your best pitch in the business, what we're doing, I gotta go with JJ. I mean, the way she delivered and lit up the room, how excited she was, she told her story. I mean, the others were really good, you know, Margot and Pamela, they were fantastic, but I felt like JJ was just an inch higher than everybody else.
I felt JJ was great at her pitch, other than after her pitch, I was still wondering what she was doing. And so if I'm going to look at each one of these presentations as a single picture, as an investor, who I'm going to go with, what do they do? Do they answer their questions? I would have to go with Margot. I thought she was very precise and outlined the intent of her presentation. As will, by the way, every single woman who made a presentation today. They were truly fantastic. And I'm glad I don't do this all the time because this would put me in a very difficult position. I also thought that Pamela was amazing. And of course, that pulled at our heartstrings. And I'm so proud of her for doing her good works.
You're arguing with me today or what?
I would love to argue with you. Look, this is a real contrast in terrific styles of pitching. I'm really so proud of these ladies. These women are extraordinary entrepreneurs. JJ, great pitcher, but even you said before, I think that she was a little light on some of the content. You criticized about that, and I agree with you. Pamela as an amazing person. I think what Margot's doing with self-esteem, I mean, come on, that is such an important issue today. And then if you coupled that with the fact that she has a real underlying business, I'm totally with Joni on this. I think I'd probably come out there. And again, very hard decision because they were all amazing. And some I didn't even mention that I thought were really amazing. Well, look, but I'm with Joni.
I don't want to take away from Margot at all. But I also feel like it is the 2-minute drill. And we ask questions and then we get our answers. And when we asked JJ the questions, we got our answers. So when you get to that end result, it's like, I think JJ is just that much better. Margot's right there, you know, as Dave would say, you know, how close is it to win, right? It's right there, and Pamela's right there. But this isn't, hey, who has the greatest cause? You got to make the decision of who brought their game for the 2-minute drill.
If you don't get the gold medal here, then go talk to a silver medalist. Yeah. Especially a speed skater one that loses by the Meltzer nose, 0.001%, because that's how tight it is for me. And so because this is the 2-minute drill, I'm looking at the pitches, which I thought, okay, so who pitched the best? And then I go down and say, the best quality of pitch, no content, just it's a pitch. I look at Margot, JJ, Rhino Julie, but in the end, I think overall content, pitch, energy, emotion, and cause, I think Margot has the 0.001% advantage. And if she would have slowed down, I think she would have had 0.0002% of an advantage. But I think she answered more of the questions than you guys even realized. Yep. I'm the only one that listens to everything at 3 times speed, so we're on the same frequency. Congratulations, Margot.
Thank you so much. Oh my God, it was such a hard choice. The ladies were absolutely amazing. I've never went up against ladies who pitched so fiercely. I just want to congratulate all of the other women because people don't do this. You know, it takes a lot of guts to get up there and pitch. Thank you all so much. Solving this issue of unhealthy self-esteem in kids is something it's been a passion of mine for so long. So for you all to see that and recognize that and to understand what I'm doing and the magnitude of it, it means the world. So thank you so much. I want to cry.
All of them are doing great things, great entrepreneurs.
You know who's a real winner? 2-minute drill. Because that's some serious content. They're unbelievable people, and we're going to change the world with a lot of these ladies, and I'm so proud right now.
Well done, guys.
The JA Impact Award winner is presented by My First Sale. As one of the world's largest youth-serving NGOs, Junior Achievement Worldwide prepares young people for employment and entrepreneurship, developing hands-on experiential learning in work readiness, financial literacy, and entrepreneurship. reaching more than 12 million young people last year. JA is one of few organizations with the scale, experience, and passion to build a brighter future for the next generation of innovators, entrepreneurs, makers, and managers. The recipient of the Impact Award is selected based on their mission-driven values and have the opportunity to align with Junior Achievement Worldwide through their 100 million-plus alumni network, driving awareness to their brand through Junior Achievement's millions of entrepreneurs looking to make an impact on the world.
I'm Dave Meltzer, Chief Chancellor of Junior Achievement University Worldwide. This week's winner of the JA Impact Award is someone who is addressing one of the world's biggest problems. Pamela Bellato of Women Who Do Wonders International. Pamela and her community are working to amplify the power of female entrepreneurs and philanthropists around the world while improving the lives of countless men, women, and children in the process. Congratulations, Pamela. You're this week's JA Impact Award winner.
Now, a quick word from our prize partner, Outpost Ventures. The Outpost is mission-focused on doing good. As a boutique advisory and technology accelerator, the Outpost specializes in helping companies hop the valley of death by advancing next-generation technologies at the intersection of national security and commercial verticals.
I'm Dave Harden, and this is Rusty Youngblood. We're partners at Outpost Ventures. We focus on companies that do good and make money.
Margot, congratulations for a great pitch today. We're proud and excited to be your prize partner, where you'll be receiving over $50,000 in cash and prizes. That includes an investment from us, Outpost Ventures.
Margot, you were on the clock at 2-minute drill and won. Congrats, and we look forward to working with you.
Thanks for watching this week's episode of 2-Minute Drill. Congratulations again to our pitch winner and to our featured contestants. And a special thank you to our generous sponsors for providing over $50,000 in cash and prizes. See you next week on 2-Minute Drill.